the system. The trick. Within a single 100 price. For 4. As you can see, Van Buren has the lion's share of that. 63. He's almost caught price up. And there are still 15 overs remaining on the day. So we might just be a little bit past the 6 o'clock, but we've taken the half hour extra. Meant to finish at 5:30 obviously, but with the 13 overs lost in the morning session, making that up as much as possible. It's been a good effort from these two.
Connors in, that's down the leg side. And Ollie Price misses out. He doesn't miss out on many around that area. It's a thinnish crowd here enjoying the late summer sunshine.
I think you might have been in two minds at breakfast time today, mightn't you, over how much cricket you'd get?
Yeah.
I think a few more have come in actually since about 12 o'clock. And it was pretty clear that that was the one storm of the day.
Price plays into the covers, no run.
And if you've been here since, let's say even 1:30, you've seen, or you would have seen by the close, about 70 overs. So not too bad at all.
There's a very nice lady who comes to all the Gloucestershire games, goes to some of the away games as well, called Tracy Sansom, and she comes down from Gloucester with her family and her parents, etc. I'll come on to it after this ball from Connors. As that's punched through the offside by Price, he's going to get at least 2.
Century partnership for these two.
All bad, those two. And we always have this joke with Tracy about me swearing on air, saying, I must not swear, I must not swear, I must not swear on air.
But you don't?
No, I don't. And she just accused me of, have I sworn and broken the stream? But, no, I haven't, Tracy, I haven't sworn. But I told her you did, Ian. Ooh, that's well bowled. Connors nearly sneaks one through Price's defence there. I said that you said, oh my goodness.
Leicestershire 32 for 1 in reply to Sussex's 262 down at Hove. Pottinger out for naught, and Yorkshire 279 for 3 at Glamorgan. Finley Bean 93, Shan Masood 93 not out.
Connors working up ahead of steam here. I think he's getting it to reverse, I think the ball might be starting to reverse. Let's have a look.
It's quite late for it to do that though, isn't it? 68 overs?
About right, I think. About right, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think it's starting to tail back into Ollie Price here. It's hard to tell from the angle from behind the wicket whether it's reversing.
So Price has got to 80, 14 overs after this. Got to be a chance of 100 for him tonight, for the close.
Possibly both of them. Short, pulled. That didn't reverse.
That was a tennis smash from Van Buren. Down the ground to mid-on. No run.
More Jimmy Connors than Sam Connors.
Yeah, seeing as we were talking about Jimmy Connors earlier. It was that sort of shot. Yes, for Some supporters say maybe that this may be their last cricket of the summer, the last
Yeah.
weekend day here in Bristol.
I feel quite sad this time of year, you know, it's quite melancholy, isn't it? Don't you think?
Can be. The last thing you want is to finish it with wet weather as well. At least we may not get that, thank goodness. Swept by Ollie Price. That will be 4. He's got that in front of the man at deep backward square, and it's raced away under the covers in front of the scoreboard for 4. He's picked his shot there. Thompson's not had the happiest day with the ball, it must be said. It was 8th over, none for 36.
A few people on the Gloucestershire supporters Facebook group.
Reverse sweep from Ollie Price, doesn't bring him a run this time.
Saying that the link has frozen, so...
Which obviously it had 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it did. A lady called Sue Derrick's froze, and Philip Baker, his froze as well.
Ooh, what's Price done here? He's tried to sweep that, and he's got that off the, I think off the bottom edge. Has he got anything on that at all? Yes,
Yeah.
Bottom edge. And it'll say 1 in the book. He won't see how he got it. So this has been a day of steady accumulation by Gloucestershire. Van Sharp, single from Van Buren. He picked his fielder there. Knew Scrimshaw was quite deep at mid-on.
Do you fancy... I know Van Buren's 21 runs behind. Do you fancy him in the race to the hundreds? Or do you think Ollie Price is...
Well, Price is a lot closer.
Price is 15 away now.
Thompson's a full toss. It's straight to Kame at shortish cover, no run. I think I'd be inclined to go back to Dahl again if I was Derbyshire here. Steered out on the onside by Price. So Thompson 0 for 38 from his 8 overs. The other figures, Connors 0 for 62 from 15, Brown 1 for 62 from 10, Dahl 1 for 32 from 14. He's been, for me, the best of the bowlers today. Rees 2 for 31 from 11, and Watt 0 for 47 from 12. So really only, for me, Dahl and Rees in his first spell have really kept a lid on the scoring.
Yeah.
And Watt is going to come back on again. Derbyshire, in theory, have got to get to... They've got to bowl 13 overs in 34 minutes. Well, they're not going to do that, but they might bowl 10, which might be only going to be slightly behind. And in fact, the net over 8 is said to be all square at the moment. So the umpires clearly think that they're where they should be.
Funky field position here. There's a very short, straight mid-on.
I think it's Matthew Lamb under the hat.
Yeah,
there.
it is, yeah. Van Buren just backs away, cuts. One more to the total.
I think if Van Buren had 74, I might say yes, there is a race to 100 between the two of them. But I think at now 65, I think he's probably a bit short, unless he really had
a bit harsh on,
yeah, sorry.
on Graham Van Buren.
But I don't suppose either of them are thinking about personal milestones. It's about how many can the team get.
Yeah.
And you know, I said it might be. I thought it might. They get to 300 for 6. They get to 300 for 4. They'll be very happy.
Oh, Watt pulls out there. Saw Ollie Price was about to preempt a sweep.
Long ball again.
Played into the offside. Bit of oohs and ahs, I'm not really sure why.
Just changes the length, isn't it? That, what you call that 24-yard delivery that he bowls.
Price gets that one round the corner. He's going to get 4 runs there. Honestly, he's one of the finest sweepers in first-class cricket in the country, I think, Ollie Price. He plays spin so well. And I'm not sure whether the England Lions are on tour, but if they're on tour in the subcontinent, I think Ollie Price has to go because he plays spin better than virtually anyone else in the country, I think, at the moment.
Scores a lot of runs behind square, doesn't he?
He scores in a 360-degree arc. You know, we've said this all summer, doesn't he? He can flip it back over his head. He can ramp it. He can sweep. He can reverse sweep. Equally, he can go down the ground. He can punch through the covers or front or back foot, and he scores in such a wide range of areas that he's very, very hard to set the field to. Moves into the 90s with that single. Graham Van Buren just working out into the corner. 71 overs gone. There's 12 remaining in the day. 283 for 4. You're listening to me, Dan Whiting. There he is, Ollie Price, the man. You listen to me, Dan Whiting, and there's Graham Van Buren. Listening to me, Dan Whiting, you're listening to Ian Randall, who will be commentating on MATCHDAY at some point soon.
I thought apparently that the Lions may be going to India this winter. Thompson to continue for the moment to Ollie Price. Thompson trying to tease Price into coming forward, but Price has been out there for too long to succumb to that. 3 hours and 5 minutes he's been out there at the moment. Again, the paddle, but that was more of a hit than just a caress on its way.
Yeah, India for a 5-test match series. Oh, that's England.
That's England. But I think I did see one article, I think from June, that suggested that the Lions may also go to India.
It makes sense.
Tossed up by Thompson, but Price defends. Just a leg slip for Thompson at the moment. Tossed up, hit into the ground by Ollie Price, who'll pick up one up to Mark Watt at mid-off.
Mark Lane told a very amusing story last night that him and his brother, when they were little kids, they, would have to pretend to be someone. So his brother, being older than him, always chose like England or the West Indies. He was left with Pakistan and Sri Lanka and India, I think.
Van Buren pulled that with Lamb taking evasive action. Down to the fielder at deep backward square. Again, they'll pick up one end of Thompson's over.
And he would pretend to bowl in the front room with, the Imran Khan action. And he got his first 100 against Sussex. And Imran was steaming in at him. And he said, it was a bit strange getting 100 against a bloke that used to pretend to be in your front room when you were a kid. I thought he spoke very well, Mark.
Because Imran's action when he started in this country was not how it finished up.
No. Van Buren pushes that one out to mid-off, gets one more.
It was very open-chested at Worcestershire, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember him at Worcestershire. I remember him at Sussex.
Big in-swingers.
Yeah.
But in those days.
Oh, that's late cut by Ollie Price. Can't get it past MATCHDAY. Reverse sweep, just the one. Scrimshaw doing the fielding.
And that reverse sweep shot, it just says, doesn't it, that he picks the length really accurately.
Yeah. Yeah, I've run out of superlatives for him. I really have. What to Van Buren? Was there a little feather on that? They all got a little bit excited there. It would have been a great catch down the leg side from Guest. Has he got a little glove on this? He's giving him a run. Yeah.
Almost as if it went through his hands onto his boot and then away. As if he tried to
I mean, it would have been a great catch.
Keep it off the floor with his foot. Couldn't do it.
What? Defended by Price.
Every chance for him now. 92. Still 10 overs after this one.
Oh, out the back of the hand there from Watt. Price doesn't time it, cloths it into the offside, but they get through for a single. Ollie Price will retain the strike. He's on 93.
India 39 for 1 after 7, chasing 227 to beat England. It's a 34 overs a side game. So Will Young and Devon Conway are the not out batsmen. In England's 226 for 7, Liam Livingstone unbeaten at the end on 95. 95 made from 78 balls. Good effort. Thompson to continue again, a reverse paddle from Price. He's going to, that's almost his go-to shot at the moment. Slip going back in for Van Buren. That's tossed right up and clipped to deploy. Might be looking forward to batting on this pitch, given his form this season. 1,000 runs in the championship. Tossed again to Price, who just seems to compartmentalise every ball. He'll defend it if necessary, he'll leave it if necessary, he'll play an aggressive shot if there's one to be played. Big appeal only from the bowler.
Yeah, he's got outside the line.
Nothing off the bat.
Last call for emails of the day. Drop us a line if there's anything you want to say. See, it's starting to rag a little bit, this pitch, isn't it? If you want to tell Ian Randall what a great bloke he is, drop us an email.
There won't be a cavalcade of those.
Ian Randall, lovely bloke, lovely fella.
I was going to use the word lad there, but that wouldn't really fit.
Great lad.
Another reverse sweep from Price, again on the bounce down to Pat Brown at what would be deep point ordinarily. So Ollie Price has got to keep that calmness that we talk about him having so much. Here he is, 95 not out. He's got 2 championship hundreds this season, and he's within striking distance of a third.
And 2 Metro Bank ones, wasn't it, as well?
And 2 what?
2 Metro Bank one-day cup hundreds.
Yes, two one-day cup hundreds as well. He did get a bit, he did mention this, he got a bit stuck in the 60s on occasion. But having gone out of the 60s, he seems to be going back to a much more aggressive sort of real steady accumulation again.
Rich has dropped us an email saying that he's a lover of the after 8 that arrives with his bill in an Indian restaurant. Jerry Wolstenholme is not a lover of Indian food. He's had a sick bag. Oh, Jerry. One there to Price. Moves on to 96. Van Buren misses out there. That's down the leg side. From what?
Derbyshire's real problem today has been bowling one side of the wicket, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just been...
They've bowled both sides of the wicket far too much.
Played back to Watt there from Van Buren.
And it's that inconsistency that coaches find so frustrating.
Defended. Dave Houghton was still at Derbyshire, he'd be pulling his hair out, wouldn't he?
Well, Mickey Arthur may be doing the same.
Yeah, it's true. That completes the over, 295 for 4.
So Ollie Price, one good sweep shot away from 100.
There's a wonderful symmetry there. Van Buren on 69, Ollie Price on 96.
8 overs to go. So in theory, 5 overs until a second new ball. I think the spinners will probably certainly take us through the next 5. The question will be whether Deploy fancies giving any of his quicker bowlers a couple of overs at the end of the day. So another field change. Lamb has gone to leg gully. Short fine leg really. And he got a short third man as well. Swept. That's it. Ollie Price gets to his 3rd championship 100 of the season. He gets a massive hug from Graham Van Buren. Gloucestershire to 299 for 4. It's not had masses of flamboyant shots, but it's been the epitome of steady accumulation for Ollie Price. 13 fours in his innings, and as you can see, 155 balls.
Yeah, Derbyshire must be sick of the sight of him. That's his 2nd 100 against them in 5 weeks.
Thompson again, steered away by Price off the reverse sweep. And Gloucestershire's 300 is up. 300 for 4. And going along at 4 and over. What they'd love to do is get to 450. If they could, within the 110. Thompson in. And Van Buren defends. I want one player who I think will be more than happy to have seen this partnership is Ed Middleton, because he will come in with no scoreboard pressure on him at all when it's his time to bat. If he does bat,
Yeah.
it won't be. He's not coming in at 160 for 6, is he?
No.
He's going to come in with the score on the board, chance to make it, have his first innings in first-class cricket, and whatever he gets at that point will not define the game. But Ollie Price just again ringing the bell about his ability and reminding all those further up who make selections that he is here and he's in form. And it's not just in form in the last couple of weeks. He's been in form for the last couple of months.
At Southampton, it looks like Atkinson has nicked off Devon Conway. He has. 49 for 2, the Kiwis.
As we know, they've got plenty of batting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but Conway is the glue at the top, and often you get him early. You target the big boys. What? Fan of the jam tarts, as they're known. They're often called the jambos, aren't they?
I haven't heard that.
Oh, Van Buren is going to get 4 runs there. It's an under edge. He nearly got, in fact, he's not going to get 4 because it's a great bit of work by Madsen, belying his years there to chase that and hauls it in. He's not going to get 4. He nearly got a 5 but didn't get it because it nearly hit the helmet behind Brooke Guest as well. But he had to settle for 3 in the end. 304 for 4. Van Buren's on 73.
Last wicket fell in the 45th over. So these two have batted effectively for a session together.
Price just puts that one into the leg side. No risk. Low risk shot.
So Ollie Price is going to be pushing the likes of Chris Dent and Miles Hammond potentially to be the top championship run scorer for Gloucestershire here with this 100.
Oh, that's delicate from Graham Van Buren. That's going to go for 4. Just adjusting, using the pace and running Watt down off the face, down through third. He's so strong in that region, isn't he, Van Buren?
We've seen a lot of runs scored behind square today, haven't we?
Yeah. Quick single, cheeky single. They get through for it.
Yeah, I think Gloucestershire will be delighted with this batting performance. Another
Price reverses that one, reverse sweeps.
Yeah, I would love to know. I might actually go and ask the Optus statistician how many times he is thought to have played that reverse sweep shot today.
73.
There are 6 overs left. Price is going to, Van Buren both going to be draw more drinks again. Obviously scheduled close of play here 5:30, but we lost time earlier in the day, so we're just making that up. And the light now, even though the footlights are on, excellent. Forecast tomorrow is generally dry, best of the sunshine in the afternoon, so again, it may be better for batting at that point. Tuesday's forecast at this stage, not quite so encouraging. And then, well, when we get to the last day, we'll see what a long way ahead at that stage.
I've got Ollie Price's figures here, Ian. He has scored 26 runs via the reverse sweep off 16 balls.
So 16 reverse sweeps.
He's got 5 fours off them and 6 ones.
There we go.
And he's missed out on 5 of them.
Thompson in. That's another paddle, and he's well fielded by.
Is that a drop? Is that a drop?
I don't know. I think
it might be.
Reese will be out of shot on the replay. It may just have bounced really awkwardly in front of him. Oh, it was a drop. Steered away. I wonder whether could we look at that at the end of the over, James, or not?
It's dropped.
He's just looking at his ends of his fingers there. It must have been a tight one. And a difficult one too after a long day in the field.
Is that Madsen?
No, it's Reese.
It's Reese, is it?
Price on 103. Thompson, that's over pitched, and Ollie Price can climb into that and fire it away through extra cover for 4. Now the Derbyshire spinners, I think, will have had better days this season, although, as we've said, neither of them have exactly taken a bundle of wickets.
You know what I'd like to see Ollie Price do now?
Stay in till tomorrow?
Yeah, go and get a really big one, because he's done everything else this summer, hasn't he? He's done whatever's been asked for him. He's got quick hundreds, he's got patient hundreds, he's got hundreds where he's had to guts it out a little bit. I'd like to see him go and get a double.
Thompson in, Orphan goes back. It's worked out to Anojdahl, umpire Longley tosses the cap to Thompson, who's doesn't look exactly happy with life. He's probably lost a £20 note and found 50p or something, the way that his body language is at the moment. 0 for 54 off 12, and those are the bowling figures for Derbyshire. Expensive top and bottom, the two in the middle. Interesting, the two medium pacers have bowled the best. The two quick bowlers and the two spinners have not looked awfully penetrative or indeed very accurate. And there is the card. 5 overs to go on the day. I don't get the impression we're going to get a burst from Connors or Brown at this stage. I think Derbyshire, there's a bit of a chat between Madsen and Connors. Dahl also just limbering up. You might have called that wrong, but we'll see. Oh, where's that gone?
That's been dropped as well. That's Madsen, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Price here. Let's have a look here. Just tries to... Oh. Should have held that.
Bit of a grab from Madsen.
Yeah, should have held that. Price cutting possibly a little close to his body. That's defended. Price just needs to be there. Make sure he's there for the morning, and then go get himself in the morning and then go big. Van Buren defends.
Could Gloucestershire bat too long in this game?
No.
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 So,
I think if the weather's set fair, you said Tuesday there might be a little bit of rain around, didn't you?
Yeah, Tuesday's forecast not too good at the moment.
Defended into the offside.
So,
I don't think so.
If at 110 overs they could keep batting, would you?
Yeah, I think Gloucestershire want to bat once here, don't they? Try and make the wicket wear out. Try and make it crumble. And then let Zafar. Because they've got so many spinners in their side. They've got the 4 spinners. They can just rotate their spinners, can't they? So even if Zafar has a long bowl in the first innings, then in the second innings, Price can have a bowl, or Middleton can have a long bowl, or Graham Van Buren can have a long bowl. They've got the sort of armoury there. 317 for just 4 overs remaining in the day. Story of the day is it's yet another century for that Oxfordshire magician, Ollie Price.
Change of bowler at the Bristol Pavilion end, number 65, Anuj Dal.
So it will be Dahl to come back. So I wonder if he will have, the impression will be then he'd have 1 over with the second new ball. There he is, Ollie Price. That's photographs from Robbie Stevenson of the celebration, and there's the big bear hug from his skipper. So he's had a really, really good summer with the bat, and the last 2 months in particular. All started for him at Headingley. Here is Dahl, and Ollie Price is going to get 4 more here for thickish edge, but they all count. There's no third man. So
150 run partnership.
150 run partnership between these two. They may just about double the score by the close, you know.
Yeah.
So 169 in 44 overs between everybody else until these two join forces. And they may just about get 169 in 39 overs between the two of them.
I think Ollie Price's form started before Headingley, actually. I think it was that score up here against Leicestershire.
Dahl in again, Price again. Drives very nicely square of the wicket. That's going to go for 4 more. That's a much more authentic shot. And Dahl with an old ball and a man who's seeing it like a football out there has been driven away strongly to the Kennington Avenue side of the ground. 325 for 4.
Yeah, I think it started that game against Leicestershire here where he got, I think he got 80 on, and I said he was going to get 100. Remember I had a little bet with you in the morning. I said, Ollie Price 100 today. I think I had an 8p bet with you, Mr.
Was it 8p?
Always 8p bet. Always an 8p bet, Ian. Gamble responsibly and all that malarkey.
Just give you an idea of his championship scores, actually. Knocked away by Price for a single. So in that Leicestershire game, he got 85 and 41. He then made 113 not out at Headingley. In the loss at Durham, he got 23 and 4. He then made 84 in his only innings against Glamorgan at Cheltenham, followed by 115 in the first innings against Worcestershire and 14 in the second, and then two low scores. And now Van Buren has gone late in the day. Partnership broken. Anuj Dahl with the wicket. And the stand ends at 157. And Van Buren is out for 78.
Yeah, good delivery that. Really good delivery. Again, pitches mid-on, takes the top of off stump. Not a lot Graham Van Buren can do about that, but that will give Gloucestershire a little bit of heart that the wicket is doing bits and pieces.
Van Buren gets a good hand
Yeah, deserves it.
as he goes off. And Zafar in a slightly thankless position has got to go out for a little over 3 overs and try and see Ollie Price through to the close. Give you Van Buren's numbers in a moment. Just over 2 hours out there. 2 sixes and 8 fours.
New batter for Gloucestershire, number 77, Zafar, sponsored by DB Associates.
And Graham Van Buren bowled by Anuj Dal for 78. Dal's second. He's got 2 good wickets today. He's produced 2 good deliveries to get them. Bracey's was a good one.
Yeah, he's bowled well, Anuj Dal. I've been quite impressed with him.
So who is the Gloucestershire medium pacer who's going to do that job in that side? Josh Shaw?
Possibly. I'd like to see Josh Shaw. I'd love to see Josh Shaw get a big haul of wickets.
Well, I think I had this conversation with our good friend Ed Seaborn the other day. Josh Shaw has not taken 5 wickets in an innings for 5 years. I think it was 2017 his last 5 wicket haul. So that's quite a long time ago. And in fact, I think I'm also right in saying that both of his 5 wicket hauls have been in September in respective seasons. So here is Anuj Dal to Zafar, who defends and sees out the over. 326 for 5. I think Gloucestershire, given Van Buren is now out, Gloucestershire would love to get to 450 from here. I think that would be, they would see that as a really good achievement for this lower part of the order. New ball.
124 from here.
New ball and Sam Connors.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Change of bowler at the Ashdown Road.
I think Gloucestershire will be very, very pleased with their day's work here.
Oh, I mean, they've got the runs on the board, haven't they?
Yeah. And as always this season, the big scores have been underpinned by
O.J. Price.
Oliver Joseph Price.
So, Connors with the new ball.
Here he comes. See, that hasn't quite come on. I think this pitch is a little too paced, perhaps. Some come on and some stick in the surface.
Pleased to say that that window that we thought was going to cause a bit of trouble potentially in this last session, the sun has been not glinting on it at all.
Ian, would you like one of those flats? I'd like to live in one of those flats.
I'll tell you why I wouldn't in a moment. I think I was told this by somebody, it may even have been Lizzie Allen actually, who said that because of their position, they're either baking hot. I'm not saying they're cold, but they're either like a conservatory or they're not.
Right.
And you know, it's almost it sounds terrible to say this, but you almost don't want them when they're too hot.
No. But then you can come over to the pavilion and sit in the shade.
That's why our friend has got a sight screen draped
Yeah.
outside there.
Maybe he's got like a rather large bed sheet. Maybe he's hung his washing up.
No, I think that's a sight screen, Dan. It's a...
It might be his duvet cover.
it's doing the same job.
Oh, that is sumptuous from Ollie Price. 330 now for 5. Price on 122.
17th boundary.
Yeah.
It's a high proportion of 4s, isn't it?
Yep, certainly is.
But so we shouldn't knock the support that Graham van Beeren gave him.
No, definitely not.
78 he made.
Short and cut by Ollie Price. Now it's a deep point.
Van Beeren's highest score other than his century at Glamorgan back at the start of the season in the second innings. Championship wise, that is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he got 100 against Northamptonshire, didn't he?
In the one-day cup, yeah.
Yeah.
But so he's 100 in the championship. His 100 in the championship came very early on.
That was a really good innings. Zafar pulls the bat inside the line there. 2 overs left in the day.
And the wider picture is, and you say about trying to get to 450, they've scored so quickly today that there isn't really that much scoreboard pressure to chase the 450. The runs have come at about 4 and over all day. So if they bat long enough, they'll get very close, even without really trying to accelerate. So Anushdal's going to take, having got the 1 wicket, he's going to have an over with the new ball from this pavilion end. His last over of the day to Ollie Price. And he's tried to club that away, square of the wicket. He's got it on the bounce out to deep point. And I think he's kind of got into a frame of mind here of see ball, hit ball since he's got to 3 figures.
Yeah.
See if he can really press home the advantage, probably a better phrase. I think Gloucestershire, from a position where 169 for 4, the game could have gone any which way at that stage, but one good stand has made all the difference. So Zafar waits for Anushdal down the leg side. Oh, yes, at least stops it, but doesn't quite take it cleanly. Mr. Ploy has shuffled his bowlers round today. Of the 6 he's used, Brown, who bowled 10, has been the most sparingly used. Here's Dahl again. And again, Zafar defends. Anushdal will have bowled 16, and assuming Connors has the last one, he will have bowled 17. So he and Watt will have bowled the most. That's 17 apiece. But 2 wickets to Dahl, 2 to Lewis Rees and 1 to Brown. That's a wide one from Dahl outside the off stump. If you see if I can give you the closer play scores in the other games and indeed the England situation. So New Zealand 66 for 3 in the 14th, chasing 224. So they need 161 in 20 overs and 2 balls to win, so basically 8 and over. Zafar won't get a single there. In the championship, close at Glamorgan, Yorkshire 330 for 3. Have had a good day with the bat. Sean Masood 113 not out. George Hill 51 not out, and Finley Bean 93, so a good day for them. And Leicestershire 68 for 2 in reply to Sussex's 262. Patel 36 not out at the close. And now here Anush Dal has got rid of Zafar Gahar. A bonus wicket for
good catch by Guest.
Derbyshire in the last 1 over. Good low catch. Zafar pushing at that. And he goes. And I wonder whether Ed Middleton will come out to bat at number 8, or whether they would change the order and ask Josh Shaw to go in rather than expose the debutant with an over left. No?
I don't think so. I think
No, it won't be. It will be Middleton.
Yeah, I don't think you could have a night watchman for number 8.
No, it is Shaw.
Are you sure?
It is Shaw, yeah.
Well,
55, sorry. Goodman's is 55 and Shaw is 5, of course. I only saw the one on the back of the shirt, and there are now 2 5s visible. So it will be Ed Middleton to come out with 1 over left. He may not need to take strike, of course, because that was the last ball of Dahl's over. Nolly Price may say to him, look, don't worry, I'll just see this out.
Ian, you've ruined my scorebook, mate. You've ruined my scorebook.
I'm awfully sorry.
Right, Ed Middleton, then they came Josh Shaw.
Yeah.
Then for some reason I thought it was Dominic Goodman. And then became Ed Middleton again.
So Connors will bowl the last over. I mean, it's just changed the shape of the day a little bit, hasn't it? Just those last 2 wickets.
Yeah, it's still Gloucestershire's day. I think they would be happy with
330 for 4. You would still feel they had power to add.
You said at tea, if Gloucestershire finished the day on 320 for 6, they'd be very happy with that. 332 for 6. Ollie Price is still there. Here's Connor's going to steam in at him. Ollie Price defends. That one kept a little low.
He has been dropped as well, twice.
Twice, yeah.
One particularly catchable.
Both were really catchable, I thought. One at sort of square leg mid wicket wasn't really travelling that hard. The one at slip from Madsen, well, you'd be disappointed if you dropped that one in.
I'd be delighted if I caught it.
Corners to Price. Left alone outside the off
dropped on
stump.
103 and 108, and he's now got 124. But he is now, I don't want to be unkind here, he's got to be the senior partner in all the partnerships that follow for as long as he's out there.
Connors in. Price defends. Halfway through the last over. Ollie Price just needs to negotiate 3 more balls to go in. Undefeated overnight.
It's been top concentration from him as usual again today. 3.5 hours out there in very warm conditions. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Ed Middleton's quite happy to stand at the other end.
Yeah. I think Ed Middleton likes to put bat to ball, doesn't he? I believe that he's a bit of a Bit of a stroke maker.
He's got a series of useful scores in the seconds recently. His last 5 scores, I'll give you in a minute.
Oh, that's a good delivery. Beats Price outside the off stump from Connors.
So his last 6 scores in competitive cricket actually goes back to the beginning of May, to be fair. 21 not out, 4, 36, 26, 29, 21 and 16. So, the sort of numbers you might hope for a number 8.
So Ian, in a nutshell, Gloucestershire's day?
I think probably 60-40, yes. The last 2 wickets have just given Derbyshire a bit more of a share of that cake, I think.
I'm with you.
I still think 332 is more than useful. If they could get it to 450.
Here we go, last ball. Connors.
Absolutely in the box seat.
And Price gets through. So Ollie Price, he's going to go to bed tonight with 125 to his name. He'll be back in the morning. We're going to see him. Ed Middleton, who's yet to face the ball, he'll be with him, keeping him company in the morning. Ian Randall will be keeping me company. I hope you can keep us company in the morning. But Ian, strange old day, wasn't it?
It was an oddity in the sense we had a brisk start, then the thunderstorm, and then really from there on, and indeed even before the rain arrived, Gloucestershire set off at a brisk rate, and there was only a brief spell really after tea when Anuraj Dahl was bowling where you really felt that Derbyshire had any kind of a grip on the scoring rate, and Ollie Price getting a really good hand as he goes off, and Ed Middleton and the Derbyshire fielders and umpires follow him. But I say it was a steady accumulation from him. He had 41 at tea, and he kept going, and his ability really to punish the bad ball was the feature of the day. He didn't play a lot of really attractive shots. He scored a lot of runs either square of the wicket or behind the wicket, but it was very effective. I think he's played more attractive innings this summer, if I'm honest, than this one. But look in the book, he's 125 not out, and he's got Gloucestershire into a really good position from where they should be able to drive the game from here. A lot will depend on how they can use the remaining 27 overs that they've got to accumulate some more points and perhaps get that score up to somewhere between 400 and 450, and then we will find out if this pitch really is deteriorating or whether it's flattening out and that the Derbyshire bowlers just couldn't get anything out of it. We'll join you tomorrow. Remember, play starts at 10:30. If you're working tomorrow, don't forget, it's not at the coffee break, it's probably before the coffee break that we start. James Healy will be back on the cameras, Dan will be back with me, and we'll see you tomorrow for what should be another dry day, an increasingly sunny one and 2 according to the forecast, and Gloucestershire trying to push on and then get into the Derbyshire batting. We'll see you tomorrow at 10:25.